Hey there, it's James Taylor here, keynote speaker on creativity, innovation, and artificial intelligence. Today I'm in beautiful Palm Springs, California. I've actually just come off stage. I was keynoting here for Caterpillar, the manufacturers of big trucks, excavators, machines. Really great event. It was for their North American Dealers Marketing Association. So it was all of the marketing people from all of the dealerships all across North America. And I was talking to them primarily about how things like generative AI, forms of artificial intelligence and machine learning can help augment the work that they do as marketers and really augment the creativity that they have as marketers as well. So it was a fantastic event. And one of the reasons I was really excited to come here was this particular venue that I'm speaking in. It's called Margaritaville. And it's a great resort, does a lot of really fantastic conferences here, but also it used to be called the Riviera. Now the Riviera was a famous venue and the conference hall here, the conference venue, was where lots of people like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, all the Rat Pack, Lucille Ball used to perform on that same stage as well. So there's a little bit of history. So that meant that in my research for doing this event, I kind of wanted to add a little bit of kind of that old school nostalgia, like Frank Sinatra vibe. And while I was here, I actually took a moment out yesterday. I arrived the night before the event and I decided to go to visit Frank Sinatra's graveside just to kind of pay my homage because he's one of my biggest influences as a performer. So the event went great today, and one of the nicest things that you can have as a compliment from any type of client is when the attendees come up to you afterwards and they say, hey, I actually felt like you were one of us. You know, you really understood our business. You really understood what makes us tick, what we're thinking about. And that's part of the research I do whenever I go in working for a client. Also, it was lovely to hear one of the attendees go up to the organizer of the event and say, hey, you need a raise because that was one of the best keynote speakers that you've ever brought in. So that was really high praise, and so I was really delighted to hear that. And obviously the organizer was really happy that they'd made a good choice of bringing me in to speak at their event. But when I was just kind of thinking over this past day or so about Frank Sinatra, it reminded me that you can go in and out of favor in whatever job you do, and especially I would say in any of the kind of creative industries, creative work that we do, anything that's kind of public facing. I mean, you think about Frank Sinatra. This was someone who kind of came to fame really in the 40s during the Second World War years. And all the what we call the Bobby Soxers, all his legions of fans that just loved everything that he would do and they couldn't get enough of him. And then it changed. Then we had rock and roll came in, Elvis, and frankly, Frank Sinatra couldn't get arrested. No one was interested in booking him. In fact, it got so low at one point, he was playing a venue, I think he had only about 150 people in the venue. I mean, that's how low it got. And then he made a movie, and in about 1953 or so, and then it all kind of took back off for him again. And then he did some of the best albums he ever did during that next stage of his career into the 60s. And then he went a little bit quiet again in the 70s, and then in the 80s, he kind of came back almost bigger and better because a lot of younger artists kind of rediscovered him during that time, during the kind of duets stage of his career. So this is something always to keep in mind. If you're feeling just now, and whatever the creative work is that you do, you're feeling maybe a little bit underappreciated in what you're doing, things change. Just take a tip out of Frank Sinatra's book. Just keep plugging away, keep doing those dates, putting out creative work, making those calls, because things change. And as I was speaking about today, things like artificial intelligence are massively changing the world of marketing. And this is going to be a time that a lot of companies that we kind of didn't really think about so much are going to come back up to preeminence again because they've seen this as a new tool, AI as a new tool to help them get their message out there, to help them build relationships with their customers and their clients. So if you're maybe from that world, the world of engineering, manufacturing, and you're interested in maybe automotive in some way, and you're interested in bringing me in to come and keynote to your people on how artificial intelligence is going to change your industry and the work that you do with your people, then head over to my website. I want to say also a big thank you here to the folks at Executive Speaker Bureau who are based in Tennessee. I'm going to be going over there in a few days' time. They kindly asked me to come and do this event as well, so I'm going to be hanging out with them. So keep an eye out for that video because We're going to be visiting Memphis, a place that I've never been before. So from here in beautiful Palm Springs, my name's James Taylor. Thanks for watching.